All right.
Perfect.
That's a good one.
Hell yeah.
Should we rate this thing?
Let's do it.
I hate that you do that.
Why?
Because it's the worst. And I know it's coming, too. I'm like, here we go.
You just start cringing already. You're like,
Yeah.
all right, should we do this?
You should, dude, when I drive and I'm listening to the episode back every Monday morning, I'm like, here it comes. It's like, hey, Derek, let's rate this thing. Let's do it. And then I just throw up. Like, leave the road. And it always hits at the same time, too.
Love it. We're consistent. That's what it means. All right, so label branding. 1,000, we're being harder. 1,000, 97.5.
I do have to rate this high. I do have to give this at least a solid A.
Yeah, what a good one to come out on. We're going to say that this is going to be very hard now.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a very high rating.
It's definitely going to, we're going to eat our words. Yeah. But there's a lot to this bottle where it doesn't, the label itself doesn't blow you away compared to others, right? The thing about it, though, is that it's an elegant upfront image that you get where you're like, what is that word? And you're trying to read it, and then you're forced to spend more time on trying to figure out what it actually says, and then you notice the wax up front, and you're like, that's amazing. And it just adds an element of wonder, and the color of it on top of that just makes you want to at least sip it because you don't know what to expect. But this one was put in oak in 2012, first distiller in Kentucky. Again, 43.3 ABV, 86.6 proof, 750 milliliters. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Evan Williams on the front. And then on the back, it dives into the handwritten notes for the specific bottle, which is pretty cool. It was barreled on 8/8/2012. The barrel number was 1335, and it was bottled on 8/11 in 2020.
Okay. Wow. So it's 8 years in the barrel. And this is a single barrel, right? Not small batch. This is a single barrel?
Correct.
Cool.
So this bourbon was personally selected by our master distiller only after meeting his exacting standards for this vintage, taken from a single barrel. It is the art of bourbon making at its finest. Bottled, unblended with other barrels to preserve its individuality. Hand numbered as a sign of its limited availability. So it's a really cool process. And then it also comes with this tag that says to learn more about Evan Williams bourbon, go to evanwilliams.com, hence what I did. And then it's the smooth tasting, high ratings, and inside this little booklet that is the size of something that Ben Franklin would read, it describes basically the entire thing about it, and then its awards.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
A++.
A+.
A+. Nailed it. All right, nose. What are you getting on the nose? To me, I'm getting deep caramel and vanilla up front.
Yeah, there's oak too.
Yeah.
You can like literally smell the oak, which is kind of it's similar to most bourbons, but this is kind of overpowering where you're really getting like a charred oak in the nose.
Yeah, this is a deep flavor.
Yeah. And it's a deep color too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'd give it an A. A+.
No, I'm going to go A. Honestly, it's a mix between a B+ and an A.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go A. Initial taste.
So this one.
It straight up punches you in the mouth.
Yeah. So I get right up front a blast of cinnamon and an initial taste of like a rotted out palate of wood. That's that's the first taste that I get is like if you envision this palate that's been sitting outside collecting rain, and once it dries out, that's the type of taste I would associate with that.
I agree. There's also a little bit of apple, and it's faint, but it's in there because you do get you get the sweetness of the apple blended with the baking spice, and then, but it's a fruity baking spice. It's like light.
But there's no sugar I'm tasting. Like, this isn't
No,
like a
it's
fruit sugar
it's
or
the
wood
char.
sugar. Yeah.
Right. You're just getting char oak.
Yeah.
It's not a wood sugar.
Yeah.
Which primarily you would get with higher proofs.
Mm-hmm.
And this being 86.6, I'm surprised it's not
Yeah.
that. But no, it's really not. Like, this is really toned down.
So apple, cinnamon, and like an old wood.
Yeah. This is surprising for an 86 proof to have that many different flavors in it. I feel like it's the perfect blend, though.
And honestly,
it's like the perfect proof point.
That's probably because it's single barrel.
Yeah.
Because you're not diluting it with other barrels. I mean,
Yeah.
this is coming, it's not barrel proof, but it's single barrel, meaning it came from obviously one barrel. So you're not getting these mixtures of flavors in here, which is why all the flavors are so much more pronounced.
A?
For the proof point, I would maybe give it an A plus because this is an intricate bourbon for the proof that it is.
This isn't bland by any means.
No.
And, dude, it's so freaking cold in here. It's, like, chilled naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to taste this at quote-unquote room temp. Obviously, we're in a room. This is not room temp. It's like 13 degrees in here, but it's fine.
People listening to this, they're like, this has been 13 degrees in a row every day that they've recorded. This is weird.
All right, so A+. Ending note?
Ending note, I'm just getting a little bit of caramel,
Yeah, it's
char, and a little baking spice.
small hints of honey, nothing crazy, and it doesn't linger too long. It's smooth, and it's relaxing.
Yeah.
This is a super nice sipper for, you know what this is? This is when this week, this is perfect for this week. Holidays are coming up. Most businesses are closed Thursday, Friday. Wednesday night, you're out of work. You go home, and you know you're off until Monday, and you have a nice break. You drink this after dinner, and you're sitting there relaxing, watching whatever mindless TV you want, and this just totally calms you out.
Yeah. It's interesting because this punches you in the face early and then leaves you wanting more on the back end.
And you really don't have to cut this with water.
Yeah, the cinnamon and the apple are very front forward.
Yeah.
It is, I'm not kidding, guys. It is as soon as it touches your tongue, that is when the apple and the cinnamon come in. And then as like the middle of the initial taste to the ending note is all this sweet honey, char, vanilla, caramel back end. It is very, very nice going down, but all the flavors, like the intricate flavors we were talking about, hit immediately up front.
Yeah, and it's not the normal caramel. There's something off about that caramel where it's just
It's like a toasted caramel, kind of.
yeah. So ending note, I'm gonna go A.
Yep.
All right, final rating. Give me that countdown.
3, 2, 1.